Hey now everybody, this is Professor Island, and today we're talking about formatting and test instruction, and specifically this is a discussion about paper and test exchange. To get a paper to me, you're going to do one of the following things. You can send a hard copy either by snail mail or dropped off at my office. My office is in CI 202, that's on the second floor of the CI building. And you would simply slide it under the door or put it in the plastic tray next to the door. Ideally, however, you would simply send your paper to me as an email attachment. And what I need it to be is either a document or a docx or a pages document, which is Macintosh, Apple. In either case, then, I can read the document and I will respond appropriately. When you take a test, the testing center will collect your tests for you, and therefore I'm going to get them anyway. For responses, you can either print them out and drop them off at my office, or you can send me an email, and again, as an attachment. In either case, you're sending me something and you want to make sure I got it, so when you do send me that email, if I do not respond to you within 24, maybe 36 hours at the most, I did not get it. Do not automatically assume I got something because you sent it out. Likewise, if I am supposed to pick up something from my office, you should send me an email that says, hey, Professor, I dropped off my paper at your office. Did you get it? And that way I can tell you yes, or I won't know until I get there on Monday. And that way we have an open communication, and you know I got your material, and I know your material is not late, or at least that you tried to get it to me, which at least keeps that dialogue open. Getting your material to me is important. And making sure that it got to me is important mostly for you. If I don't get something from you, I just figure that you have not sent it. So make sure that you get verification of some kind from me. Writing is a process. In most cases, essentially that means you're going to write something, and then you're going to get some feedback from me, and then you're going to write it again. For a test, as is explained in other places on this website, that means you would eventually take a makeup test on a different subject to go through the same process of analysis and evaluation to show me that you understand how the terminology works. For papers and for responses, literally that means that I'm going to give you back that same document and you're going to fix it and try again for a better grade. To get your work back, however, I need to give you one of several choices. One of them is for you to send me a self-addressed stamped envelope in which you have enough postage for about 2 ounces or so for the average paper. And when you leave your paper under my door or in my box at my office as a hard copy, you expect that I will grade it, and then I'm going to put it in that envelope and send it back to you. A more common way, however, is something I've been using more and more, and that is the email response. You send me something by email, I will respond by email, and you'll get a rather lengthy email that covers the formatting issues, it covers content, it covers grammar and punctuation, in which I explain to you what you need to fix. I will also tell you how much time you have from the time I wrote that email to you as to how much time you have to fix it, to revise it before it has to be back to me. This means that the email address that you send your work from needs to be something that you're checking and attending to on a regular basis, or a response from me with your paper saying you have a week to fix this might sit there for 2 weeks, and by the time you see it, the revision time has passed. Pay attention to those things, and if you know, for example, you're not going to check your Citrus account, send your paper from a different account, one that you will access, and that way when I respond to you, you get it the first day and you get your maximized time for revision. Whether you get something back from me by email or by snail mail, the idea is if I tell you to revise it, I want you to revise it and then send it back to me. If I don't tell you to revise it, it usually means that either A, you've gotten the maximum grade, or B, the number of revisions or the time for revision is over. If you have a question about that, send me an email and I will clarify for your specific case. More importantly, if you do not send me or give me a self-addressed stamped envelope and you gave me a hard copy of your paper, if you send something by email but I have no way to respond to you because for whatever reason, I will not be able to respond to you, and you will not be able to revise your work, and ultimately you will not be able to improve your grade. So keep this in mind as part of the process, that the revision is not a punishment. It is your opportunity to increase your grade, and I want you to take advantage of these things. So do what works best for you, and just let me know when you send in your first item, this is how I'm going to do things, either by email or by regular mail, or even coming by my office and picking something up. Okay? Stay in touch.